BBC presenter says overwhelmingly white workplace affects his mental health. Quit then. Quit. Leave. Go work somewhere else where there's less white people. Like a country where there's less white people. Go there. You can go there. Nihal Artha, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, told a journalism diversity conference in Salford, it's really affecting me that I walk in and all I see is white people, because white people are so awful and obviously give him a disgusted reaction whenever he sees them. How awful his life must be. Oh, fucking go away. BBC Radio 5 live presenter Nihal blah 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 said an overwhelmingly white working environment is affecting his mental health. Again, quit your fucking job then. The presenter told a journalism diversity conference on Wednesday, it's really affecting me that I walk in and all I see is white people. I feel the same for a different reason whenever I go to London, which is where I'm going next week. His colleague's response when he told them this was to reply defensively that they were not being racist. He said that was missing the point. Speaking at the Journalism Diversity Fund, fucking hell, conference at BBC Media City in Salford, he said, I've seen a lot of people leave this building because they couldn't deal with the culture. He also said others found they had to try to be a certain type of person to progress with the broadcaster, adding, if you want journalists to progress, they have to be who they are. I don't think there's a single Muslim involved in the senior editorial process at BBC Radio 5 Live, he added, but I mean, it's BBC Radio 5, like, that's like the bargain bin shit, like, man. Like maybe the reason no Muslims on the board is because nobody wants that fucking job. You're pretty much the lowest number. He went on. The hardest thing is to walk in a room, look around, and nobody looks like you. I was a bit to make a joke about. I go everywhere, nobody looks like me. I was gonna say there's no like fat hairy guys all over the place, but there is a bunch of people that look like me. Henry VIII, Brian Blessed. That's another one. Yeah, there's quite a lot of people. I hate it. Fucking, what's his name? Fucking Sam Smith or whatever that is. The one that dresses up like a fucking condom all the time. I'm so sick of getting tagged and shit. Everyone's like, oh, Dankula's having a wild one and all that because he's covered himself in fishnets and jello and he's rolling about in the mud or some shit because he's just so starved for attention. I hate him. The presenter, is it Sam Smith? Who am I thinking of? Mate, the fat gay guy that looks like me that dresses up in weird clothes and like dresses in all this weird stupid stuff and then cries when people make fun of him for dressing up in weird stupid stuff. That guy, I forget his name. The presenter made the comments on an onstage interview with Joe blah, blah, who cares? Editor of The Conversation at the JDF's annual Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Conference, organised by the NCTJ, which trains new journalists. The JDF awards bursaries to aspiring journalists from diverse backgrounds. In other words, whiteys, go fuck yourself, or if you're a person of colour, an immigrant, blah, 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 here's a bunch of free money at the taxpayers' expense. Enjoy yourself. Backgrounds who do not have the financial means to support themselves through their training. Get a fucking job then. Mr. Blah 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 added that he has noticed a difference since moving north after living in London for 20 years. Yeah, exactly. Did you know there's still white people here? There's still white people in Britain. Are you aware of that? Yeah, we're here. We've been here for a long, long fucking time. Did you know that? Yeah, we've been here for a while. Thanks. He said since moving up here, being called the P word, that didn't happen in London. You'd get a slap for that in London, not even from me. Following the interview, Cheryl Valley, a BBC Radio 5 Live producer, said the organisation is committed to tackling the lack of diversity in its newsrooms. Who fucking cares, man? Who cares? After inviting the JDF bursary recipients for a tour of the newsroom at the end of the conference, she told them, the BBC needs you a lot more than you need them, because if we do not represent our audience, the future for the BBC is grim. Jesus Christ, I fucking hope so. The BBC has been contacted for comment. I say just tan the BBC in its entirety. But yeah, I'll just say to this guy, like, if you work in, it's an overwhelmingly white workplace. It must be a great place to work. Unfortunately, you obviously don't like white people, so quit your job. Go somewhere else. Go work at Cash and Carry or something like that. You know, just somewhere. If you don't like white people and you only like brown people, then go work somewhere where there's brown people. I know there's lots of places abroad that have lots of brown people, and that's all the people you have to work with. There's places where you can go and it's only brown people, the type of people that you like, and you won't have to work with all of us awful whites ruining your day by existing in the same space as you and daring to have a job in our own country. Like, you can go to all those other... Oh, but you won't. You won't, though, will you? You'll never go back to any of those other countries. Why is that? Oh, because things are great here. Things are much, much better here. I mean, they were. But things are still, relatively a lot better here, aren't they? And why is that? Why is that? Well, ask your colleagues, ask the people that you fucking hate.